Alright guys, hey, welcome back to another episode of Riding with a Trucker. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. It's going to be a little less about, the everyday life of my trucking career, and a little bit more about a topic that I had posted on Twitter and Facebook, Just Us Truckers page, and justustruckers.com. By the way, if you haven't by now, go to justustruckers.com and go to the upper left-hand corner and enter your email and sign up for your free membership to the fastest growing trucking website on the web. The only website for truckers by truckers, justustruckers.com. And also need to take a quick second and thank our sponsor, Eagle Truck Wash. They have 11 locations nationwide to give you the best quality service in the industry. Make sure anytime you guys get a chance, stop in, say hi, and help support the guys that help support us. Okay, so as many of you guys may know, or may not know, I don't know if you've been paying attention lately, but I posted a link to an ebook that you can download for like $20. Alright. I have gotten a bunch of feedback. I don't want to say all of it's been negative. I've had some good conversations with quite a few of the JustUsTruckers.com members and people that I interact with on a daily basis on Twitter and Facebook. And then there's a crap load of people that have come out and started running their mouth, basically. There ain't no other way of putting it. Making excuse after bullshit excuse as to why what I'm talking about is impossible, impractical, and just cannot happen. Okay, this video is going to be more towards them guys, although everybody watching this video should, I don't care if you buy this ebook or not, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference to me. I would, however, like you guys to have as much information as you possibly can to better your lives, as I have done. Okay, so if I come across something that I think is a good piece of information, I'm gonna give it out to you guys. You don't have to look into it. You don't have to take it. You don't have to use it. You don't have to do anything. But I am gonna give it to you, because I do believe in one thing more than anything in life. You should take in as much information from as many different places as possible, put it all together in a pile, and use it to make you come up with your plan. Okay? Get as much information as you possibly can so that you can make an informed decision on how you want to do things in life and how you want to live and lead your life. Don't ever take one person's opinion or one fact or one source as the almighty truth. Okay, because there are no get-rich schemes out there. There are no tricks or secrets. There's only hard work, dedication, and devotion. And doing those three things, you can do anything you decide you want to do, including what I'm about to tell you about. Okay, so anyway, let's get on topic. Like I said, I posted a link to an ebook that is called How to Become a Millionaire, or How to Become a Trucking Millionaire in Under 10 Years. Alright, stop and think about that for a minute. Do you think that's possible? Can you become a millionaire driving a truck or in the trucking industry in 10 years or less? Do you think you can do it? Is it possible? Do you have any information that says you can or can't? Alright, I do. I don't know, many of you guys probably don't know because I don't really try to mix the two together, but I have 3 passions in life. Okay, I have 2 websites. One is JustUsTruckers.com, which you guys, my fan base, my followers, my people that I talk to and follow on a daily basis. That is one of my passions in life, trucking. I've been in and around trucking my entire life, since the day I turned 16. Actually, before that, because my father was a truck driver. So I grew up around a truck driver. Then I became a truck wash employee. Then I worked my way up to a manager and then a field rep inside of Eagle Truck Wash. Then I went on to drive a truck for 8.5, it's been like 9 years now, I think I have total experience. So that is one passion of mine, trucking. The other passion is things that, like I said, I don't really intermingle here, and I have a separate website devoted to that, which is called TravelingEagle.com. Okay, where I have become very much into living a debt-free life and into personal finance. Also, I have become extremely fit and physically capable of living a healthy life. That is another passion of mine. Okay, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to get into details or suggest personal finance things to you. I'm just going to go ahead and state a few obvious facts. Not my opinion, not something I heard on the internet. These are facts, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how it is 100% not only possible, but practical, and something you could absolutely do. All you would have to do is set your mind to it. You could become a millionaire driving a truck in 10 years or less. Okay? Fact, not opinion. And here's the facts on how you could do it. Actually, first of all, let me explain to you one other thing. That I'm not saying that this is an everyday person's thing. This is by no means easy, and it requires an extreme level of dedication and devotion and determination to make it happen. But it can happen. You only have to set out and go do it. Okay, so let's go over a few quick ground rules, I guess you would call it. A little bit of the details or specifics about what this book that I link to talks about and how their plan works. Now, these are just the basics. As I said before, you should find as much information from as many different places as possible, and you should never stop looking for new information from more places also. But this particular book, these people's plan speaks about team drivers, husband and wife team drivers. Now, this could be done on all kinds of different levels, whether you are, an actual just a regular team driver, a solo driver. All right. It also talks about not settling for the everyday company, big name brand, generic company, the everyday average job. These people are looking for the, top 10% in the industry, and they list and show a bunch of places. And I've, on my own, just did a little bit of research online for about an hour, and I found a lot of companies that pay probably 30 to 40% more than what you guys are used to seeing as a team or a solo driver. They are out there. They're specialized companies doing specialized services. They're not your everyday average company. Okay, this is not what we're talking about, as I said before. This is to the extreme to make these kind of things happen. Alright, so now here are a few of the general details of what is discussed in this book. Alright, these people are basically talking about a husband and a wife having no home, becoming completely debt-free, and living in the truck for up to 10 years. You know, obviously they would go home to visit their friends and family every once in a while, or stop at wherever they want to have their off time at and go out and, you know, they'll have a life, but they are going to have no home payment, no car payment, no electric bill, no gas, no nothing. They're going to live in this truck for up to 10 years. Okay? That's the first thing you need to understand. Again, I said this is going to be the extreme. To make it happen in a short period of time, you're going to go all out, non-stop, balls to the walls for up to 10 years. Okay? They've also gone and found companies that pay higher than the average company. Okay, they found people that will pay up to 50 cents per mile for a team operation. Now, normally the team would split that and you'll only be making 25 cents per mile. But if you're a husband and wife team, or a boyfriend-girlfriend, or a boyfriend-boyfriend, or, hey, you know, better yet, a girlfriend-girlfriend, as long as, well, we won't get into that. But you guys get the idea. The whole is coming to the household. It's not being split. Okay? So we're going to go over some numbers here real quick, and I'm going to show you exactly how this can happen. Alright, now that we have some of these basic details for you there on the screen, and you understand exactly the numbers that we're talking about and how we're going to come up with what we're going to show you here directly, we also have to take in consideration the fact that we are assuming that you are never going to get a raise or make any more money than what you started with across these next 10 years of what we're going to talk about. Which, by the way, if that's the case, if you are now making exactly what you were making 10 years ago today, I would seriously think about starting a new career or finding a new job. Alright? But now let's go ahead and get into the wonderful world of investment banking. Investing in your future, in your retirement, and learn about the wonders of compound interest. Okay, so what you're looking at here right now is example number 1 of how hard work, dedication, and devotion can make you a trucking millionaire. Alright, now like I said, I couldn't do this at this point in my life. I couldn't. Well, I mean, I could. I never want to say I can't, but I wouldn't. But boy, what I wouldn't give to be 21 again, because I guarantee you this would be plan A in my life. So if you look at the top box, and this will be the same thing in all of these pictures, I'm going to show you 6 different options here. Okay? They all lead to pretty much pretty damn good result. Enter your starting balance. We're going to say we're starting debt-free. We don't own shit. We don't have shit. We don't got nothing. Alright? We're going to earn 10% interest on our investing, which is easy. 8 would be low, 12 would be high, 10 would be an average yield. Average yield on your investments. Previous numbers, if we're driving 5,000 miles a week as a team, and we're making 50 cents per mile as a team, right? And we were spending like $350, whatever the numbers were that I showed in the previous screens. This is what I'm using. We'd have $6,616 left over as the entire team, not me or you, us, the team. Okay. Out of that, we would normally be paying our house payment, our car payment, our credit cards, our TV, our cable, our phone bill, our electric, trash, water, sewer, you know, all that. We don't have any of that, so we're going to invest $66.16 per month for 10 years, and we want to know what it's going to be worth in 10 years. If you take a look right there, $1.366 million. Okay? That's if you want to go all out crazy, insane, and invest every cent you make other than what you need to live on, and a few dollars here and there in order to wash your clothes. You might want to see a movie or something once a month. An occasional video game in a truck stop, that kind of thing. Pay your cell phone bill because you're probably going to have a cell phone. Other than that, every penny made goes into the investment for 10 years, and you'll have $1.366 million. I'm not making this up. There's the numbers right there. Let's take a look at the next option. Okay, so in this option, it's basically the same scenario, right? Other than the fact that we're not going to get completely as nuts as we were in option A. This time, we're going to spend a little more money. We're going to go bowling once a week. We might see 2 or 3 movies a month, and we might go out to a dinner inside of a restaurant, a decent restaurant once or maybe twice a month. So we're only going to invest $5,000 per month because we're going to spend a little more. We're not going to get so crazy. We're going to invest it for 10 years at 10% interest, and we want to know how much it's going to be worth at the end of that 10 years. If you look at the top right there, you'll see it says 1 million. What is it? What is that? $1,032,000. So apparently you are still a millionaire, and it's still pretty crazy idea what we're doing here, but you're still a millionaire. Okay, so in this picture we're going to show something a little different of an option. It's kind of the same deal. It's all going to be basically the same idea, but we're going to show you a little different ways of going about doing it. This time we're still going to spend a little bit more money per month. We're not going to invest every single penny, but we're still going pretty crazy with it. We're going to invest $5,000 per month. You know what? We don't want to be out on this road doing this deal for 10 years, right? But we can do it for 5. We'll set aside 5 years of our life in order to just kill it, okay? But you know what? We're not going to touch this money. When at the end of the 5 years, we're not going to touch it. We're going to go home completely debt-free, okay? With no house, no nothing. We're going to find a couple little part-time jobs, and we're going to live off of them wages. We're not going to touch the money we killed for 5 years. We're going to leave that alone. We're not going to touch it for 20 years. All right, we're going to retire probably. We'll say we started this when we're 21, 31, 41. At 41, or no, wait a minute. Yeah, at 41 years old, we're going to retire. Can we retire at 41 if we do this? I don't know. It looks like to me you'll have $1.7 million in the bank. I think you'll be okay. Let's take a look at another option. Okay, in this option, we're going to do something a little different. Right? We're not going to go really too crazy at all. We're going to spend quite a bit more money per month and have more of a lifestyle while we're out on the road. We're going to still do it for 10 years, and we're going to see what it's worth at the end of them 10 years. We're not going to not touch it at the end of the 10 years. But looks to me like we're almost a millionaire. If you want to argue that fact, I mean, hey, $826,000 you have in the bank versus $1 million. If you want to argue it with me, please feel free to leave me a comment in the bottom so everybody can know you're not a genius, that's for sure. Because I guarantee I'll take $826,000 in the bank every time. Let's take a look at another option. Alright, again, this is pretty much like the same as the last option we were looking at. We're going to spend quite a bit more money while we're out on the road. We're going to still do a pretty good job of saving. We're not going to live it up out there, but we're going to spend a little more. Again, we're going to invest $4,000 per month. Again, always 10% interest. We only want to do this for 5 years, though. We can't be out there for 10 years. We want to start a family. We're willing to set aside 5 years and kill it, but then we want to come home and actually start a life, right? But again, we're not going to touch this money for 20 years. We'll retire. We'll live like a normal person, and then we'll retire at 41 years old after being out on the road killing it for 5 years and then not touching it for 20. we'll retire in our 40s with almost $1.4 million in the bank. Again, trucking millionaire, I think you'll be okay. Let's take a look at another option. Alright, now this is actually the best option of anybody. Let's throw out trucking altogether. Let's throw out any individual industry. Let's just talk about good people, period. Okay? If everybody would start doing this, I'm sure you're already looking at the results, but let me explain this one to you. We're not even trucking, or maybe we are trucking. Maybe we're working at Walmart, maybe we're working at Eagle Truck Wash, one of the best truck washes on the face of this planet. Okay? Normal, everyday job. But we're only going to invest $200 per month, $50 per week. Okay? We're going to do that for 30 years. Let's say we turn, what? We turn 20. Okay? We're 20 years old, we're going to start this project. 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, we quit investing altogether. However, we don't touch the money until we turn 60, which is when most people retire. So it'll have 40 years to grow. $200 a month every single month for 30 years, and then you don't touch it for another 10. Okay? You'll have $1.2 million in the bank. You can retire at 60 having only invested $200 a month and be, I don't know if you're going to be mega rich, but I think you'll have a pretty damn good retirement. Alright, so I hope by this point everybody kind of gets the idea that it is 100% not only possible, but it exactly will happen exactly like that if you do exactly what I just said. These types of things are outlined in the book that everybody thought was impossible and BS and had a big issue with me posting a link to it. If you want to find out more about this kind of stuff, this kind of information, and get a better grasp for financing and how to plan for your future, whether you're a truck driver or whether you work at Walmart or whether you work at the car wash, the link to this ebook is below. If you want to check it out, read through it, okay, read it, get it, read it, understand it, form an opinion. Then if you want to come try to argue some point with me about this or that not being true or correct or possible, then we'll have a conversation. If you choose not to buy it, like I said, it doesn't matter to me if you buy this ebook. I don't really care. I'm just trying to help out the people that have enough common sense to go out and gather as much information from as many sources as humanly possible and find out their own truth, figure out what they want to do. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. But if you don't buy this book, don't tell me that what I'm talking about is invalid or impossible, because you have no credibility. Alright? Thanks, guys. That's about it. Appreciate you. As always, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I appreciate all that you do. I appreciate you being part of the Just Us Truckers community, the fastest growing trucking website on the web. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you. Bye.